Welcome everyone, this is Rowan from Player Gaming, and today we are back in the free or cheap Steam games review. In this one, I am looking at a few different games. The first one being Micro Platformer, a free game that I found on Steam and recommended recently that uses a very highly pixelated terrain system. It's a platformer, as you would expect from the name. Uses normal WASD controls as well as arrow keys, and a handy wall jump feature. You can wall jump like this, and if you do it right, you are sometimes able to jump midair, which is pretty cool. But one of my favorite features is dash, which is space. It is, as I said before, free on Steam, so you can get it anytime. It's also super tiny. I think even though I have really bad internet, it said it would take 46 seconds, but it actually only took about 10 seconds to download. And it is only a few hundred megabytes, I think. Let me check. Okay, it doesn't have a piece of information for that. There's no way of getting that information without undownloading it, which would kind of just mess up this. So, you're not really going to have any information on that, but you can see just how the gameplay works. It's not my style of game because I don't really like platformers, but people who do might want to look into this. For a platformer, it is very good. With some, even on tutorial levels, I find they get kind of difficult after a time. That could just be because I'm bad at this, but there's also multiple difficulties. The one I'm on now is called, or the one I'm on now is the tutorial difficulty. There's also, oh, no, it's turned off. Breeze, Crimson, and Chipset. Oh wait, no, those are the maps. There's normal, hard, and insane. Let me just show you insane for a second. All these light gray blocks will kill me. So I have to jump and dash at the exact right time. Nope. You see, I don't have big wrinkle like some people. So doing something like this is not very easy. And it makes me very, very angry because I'm not very good at this. Let's see, the red stuff does kill me. I'm supposed to wall jump here. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I might actually be able to get this one. Let's see. Dang it. I keep doing that. And if I stop at the wrong time... There we go. Perfect. Easy. No, I'm kidding. This one's super difficult for me. Good thing I had a checkpoint. I am so bad at this. Holy heck. No, I'm done with this. I do not want to get angry at this game, so I'm not going to. But if I turn on, say, speedrun mode, yeah, there is a timer at the bottom and the amount of rooms. Let's see if I can speedrun tutorial mode. I'm probably doing pretty awfully right now. It's pretty fun, though. It's one of those games that you could just play, more of a relaxing game. There's also a level builder, but that is in the main game. There's a disclaimer when you first open it that the whole game's going to be redone pretty much for the next version. But before that, it is actually really fun as it is now. If you guys want to try it, I will have a link in the description, and it's free, as I've said before a few times. And even if you have like no space left on your computer, you can probably get this. It barely takes up anything. A very kind of relaxing game that you can play when you don't know what else to do. On to the next one. This next game, I'm assuming most of you have already heard of, or at least a version of it. There's a few versions. There's normal Geometry Dash, Geometry Dash Lite, Geometry Dash Sub-Zero. This is the main version, just straight up Geometry Dash. This one is the kind of the original that you can get on Steam for $5. So it's not a cheap game, but in my opinion, or well, it is a cheap game, but it's not free. In my opinion, it's definitely worth it. It's what's called a precision platformer, where you have generally a single button, where in Geometry Dash you do, that operates your character. You have to jump at it, usually, depending on how difficult the level is, the exact right time to complete it, because otherwise you'll hit a spike and die. Completing levels, this is meant to be a rage game, first of all. The levels are long, with progressively more difficult obstacles. This is the easiest level, and you can see in the beginning the obstacles are very easy. Later in the end, they get more difficult. Since this is the first level, almost all the obstacles are fairly easy. But in this game, you do have to master each level. It's generally, unless you've played before and you're fairly good at it, you usually can't get it on your first or second try. It'll take you maybe 20 attempts minimum to get a level. And all those attempts are usually because in the beginning, you won't get very far, but you'll get a feel for all the different obstacles. In the later runs, you will know how to do the obstacles and everything, but you'll make dumb mistakes because the game promotes that. It has obstacles specifically made for you to either freak out and click at the wrong time, or just mess up in general so you don't complete the level. It can be very frustrating at times, which is intentional, but I say it's worth it, even if it is very frustrating. It's also very fun. This is the easiest level. Let me show you a harder one. Let's look at... I have beaten these 3 levels. Stereo Madness, Back on Track, which has super cool music. I have music turned off right now, only because some of the songs are copyrighted, but the game heavily relies on music. It uses music and times it to the obstacles. So playing with music off is not only a bad idea, but in my opinion, and Wild Wide Guy's opinion, the music is very good and nice to listen to. It's almost a crime to turn music off, like I have now. But I have to do it due to copyright reasons, which is really annoying because the songs are very good. But, apart from that, using music makes it much easier for the simple fact that it's supposed to be played with music. Without music, you can't time the obstacles properly. Whoops. Or as properly, because it's meant to be using music. This is Polargeist, the one I accidentally beat fairly recently. You can see they're starting to progress through the difficulty scales, and this one's definitely harder than Stereo Madness and Back on Track. Still fairly easy, and you can get it within a couple days, given that you practice and you don't, like you've played before. If you haven't, it might take you a bit longer, but it's still not that bad. one I'm working on now, trying to beat, is Dry Out. This one is fairly difficult because it utilizes jumps that are hard to do, and you have to time properly. If you don't jump over them, you lose the level because you hit the spike and die. But this one is also not that bad. It's just that I suck. So I'm not going to be able to get it very easily. The next one, or well, not the next one, I'll bring up to a hard one, such as Theory of Everything. This one is on insane difficulty. Most insane difficulty ones generally are, yeah, they're hard, but they're not that hard. They're just meant to overwhelm you. And I keep dying on that one thing because I can't click at the right time. There we go. Yeah, I'm very bad at this. And it gets worse. Say we go to right at the end, Finger Dash. This one. Oh, this one. It's easy in the beginning, but there's certain obstacles that you wouldn't have encountered before and are hard to get over. So it can make it very difficult. As well as the music is also fast-paced. That makes it very annoying to do because it like clouds up your mind kind of. There's also one of my favorite features, the level editor. It lets you create your own levels, such as this one. This one I've published, and it's called Beeline. It's a very short and very easy level that I might be able to first try here. The only reason that's I'm playing Beeline 2, this is a copy of the normal Beeline, but the only reason I'm playing Beeline 2 right now is because there's a verification system where someone has to verify a level to make sure that it's possible. If the level's impossible, then it either can't be posted or you don't get as much rewards from it. I don't quite know for sure, but I was supposed to jump there, but I didn't. So I have Beeline, which I made a while ago. This is the one that I've published. This is the one I'm working on now, called Dash. This one's fast-paced, to make it more difficult, because the faster it is, the less reaction time you get. And also places like that where it's just difficult in general. I don't know how I got almost all of that first try, but that one I'm still working on. I'm not quite done. This is the first level I made, which isn't very good, mostly because I didn't quite know how to make levels at that point. This is after I first got Geometry Dash, so sometimes there's certain things that are messed up. But enough of that. And there's also gauntlets and weeklies. Like, gauntlets are like, whoops. Gauntlets are series of levels that I'm assuming when you beat them, you get a special reward. This one, Acid Factory, in the Poison Gauntlet, is very easy, but I'm very bad at the game, so I make it look hard. Wild Guy may also be posting Geometry Dash videos of trying to beat levels. I may do that as well, but instead of beating levels... Oh yeah, you get a chest. But instead of beating levels, I'm going to be creating levels and showing you guys how to do it, or if you already know how to do it, my special techniques that I use to make my levels. So, that's Geometry Dash in a nutshell. It's a fairly small game, and it's $5 on Steam. It's, in my opinion, definitely worth it. Through all of the different things you can get through it, there's so many opportunities to try levels that other people have created, and also have a go at the levels that the developers have made. This one is called Bloodlust. As we know it, the hardest level in the world. Let me backtrack a bit. There's a lot of story videos on this by other people of how these levels came to be and kind of the history behind them. This is Bloodbath, the first level in a series made by the same person. Bloodlust is the second. It took like years to see if this level was even possible because it had to be verified. And then the person who made Bloodlust, which was even harder. But this isn't a history video. It's a free or cheap Steam games review. So that is all for today. I'm trying to keep the descriptions more in-depth while using less games to make the videos not only more digestible, but also better information on the games. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Comments would be helpful as well if you guys want to see any specific series, certain videos. I'll definitely take those into consideration. But I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day. Wait, you're still here? OBS is doing some funky stuff right